Hello, everyone. Welcome to the journey of discovery mysteries beyond the black hole. In this story, we will cross the boundary between science and mystery, where light disappears and time seems to. Helpless as a flashlight running out of batteries. To visualize it, imagine standing next to a colossal vacuum cleaner. But instead of sucking up dust bunnies under your couch, this monster vacuum swallows planets, stars, and even light itself. Once you slip into its mouth, forget about coming back. Here's the kicker. The concept of black holes didn't first show up in Hollywood blockbusters. Light. Then in 1915, along came Albert Einstein with his general theory of relativity, a masterpiece that still makes physics students everywhere cry. And suddenly black holes had a proper scientific foundation. So why are they black? Because no light bounces back to our eyes from them. Scientists call the invisible boundary around a black hole the event horizon. Sounds poetic, like the title of a romantic novel, but really it's just the point of no return. If you happen to float past it, congratulations, you're now a permanent resident of the black hole. No visas. Suddenly see things more clearly. Well, stay tuned for the next part, where we dive deeper into the hunt for the footprints of this invisible abyss. Chapter 1, Part 2, When the First Clues. Spot a black cat in a pitch-dark room. Except the cat doesn't even make a sound. So how did humans pull it off? The answer: instead of looking directly, scientists observed what happened around them. They noticed certain stars behaving, let's say, aggressively. Instead of following their nice, regular orbits, some stars looked like they were being yanked around by invisible hair-pulling forces. Monster. Cygnus X. One became one of the first strong pieces of evidence for black holes, shutting down many skeptics who had been side-eyeing the whole idea. To put it simply, a black hole is like a thief lurking in the dark. You don't see the thief, but you notice the chaos they cause, like stars being yanked around or bursts of X-rays shooting through space. Oh, and X-rays here aren't the kind. 3. What lies inside the darkness? If you thought discovering black holes was hard, now imagine this. We know they exist, but figuring out what's inside them is a whole different level of brain cramp. When matter falls into a black hole and crosses the event horizon, that point of no return I mentioned, suddenly all the physical laws we know collapse into chaos. Scientists call the mysterious core. Quantum mechanics throws shade with another. Basically, physics has entered full-blown family drama mode. To picture it, imagine cramming the entire Earth into a marble. That's the singularity vibe. Unimaginable mass squished into a ridiculously tiny space. No wonder anything that falls and gets shredded beyond salvation. And this is exactly why black holes are terrifying and fascinating at the. According to relativity, the closer you are to a black hole, the slower time runs compared to the outside world. If you fall in, you'll feel like everything's normal, but to an outside observer, you look like you've hit the cosmic pause button, frozen forever on the edge of the event horizon. So yeah, if you want to stay young forever, your best bet is moving next door to a black hole. Of course, the immortality package comes bundled with a 100% death guarantee, so maybe skip that one. This clash between physics theories turned black holes into the ultimate drama queens of papers to blockbuster sci-fi. In the next part, we'll dig deeper. Are black holes nothing more than the universe's giant blenders, or could they actually be keys to other worlds? And who knows, maybe, somewhere in another universe, another version of you is reading this exact story, but written completely differently. Chapter 1, Part 4, Black Hole, a Gateway or a Grave. At this point, the story begins to shift from serious science into the playground of wild imagination. Because when we talk about what might lie beyond a black hole, we've got one foot on the solid ground of mathematics and the other dangling over the cliff of science fiction. So think of this part as both a physics lesson and a cosmic tea time gossip session. One of the most famous hypotheses is that a black hole could be connected to something called a white hole. If a black hole is the cosmic monster that devours everything, then a white hole is imagined as the cosmic fountain that spits matter, an energy back out. The problem? Nobody has ever actually observed a white hole. But in mathematics, it shows up as a possible solution to Einstein's equations. In other words, white holes are basically paper lovers for scientists, beautiful in theory, but in reality, Sorry, we've never met. Next up, the idea of wormholes. This concept suggests that a black hole could be an entrance, with an exit somewhere far away, like a cosmic shortcut that zips you from one universe to another, or from one point in space to another in an instant. Basically, Google Maps, Intergalactic Edition. Debates in modern physics. The black hole information paradox. One camp says, yes, gone forever, bye-bye. Another insists, no, the information is hidden, not destroyed. And to this day, the argument is still raging on. So, the question, black hole, gateway, or grave, hangs in the air like an unanswered Facebook status. It could lead to a brand new world, or it could be the absolute end. But either way, black holes have forced humanity to think beyond limits, to ask daring questions, and sometimes to accept that the universe still keeps secrets we may never know. In the next part, the finale of this chapter, we'll look back at humanity's journey of understanding black holes and explore why this invisible darkness has captivated us with both fear and. That's why the final part of this chapter offers a different perspective. Black holes aren't just devouring darkness. They're also beacons that light up human knowledge. Here's the thing. The door to the idea of quantum gravity, the holy grail of modern science, a unified theory of everything. And notice this. Every time we stare at black holes, human imagination goes into overdrive. Worlds? Black holes are like that toxic friend, dangerous, frustrating, yet somehow the one who makes us grow and think bigger. In 2019, humanity captured the first ever image of a black hole, the legendary cosmic donut in galaxy M87. That moment proved that what once lived only on paper had finally been seen. A blurry picture, yes, but powerful enough to make the entire world shiver and whisper, it's real. So, black holes aren't just symbols of endings. They're sparks of beginnings, launchpads for new questions. They remind us that the universe is far grander than we imagine, and that sometimes, to find light, we must dare to stare into the darkness. Closing Chapter 1, we now have a foundation. What black holes are, how they were discovered, the mysteries surrounding them, and why they've set both science and imagination ablaze. In Chapter 2, we'll step closer to the people behind the theories, the scientists who devoted their lives to decoding black holes, and how their once crazy ideas became cornerstones of modern physics.